Hello and welcome to this edition of Pin My Diecast. Sorry, messing about. It's quite a serious subject, really. Last few months has been pretty tricky for us in the diecast community, for restorations, etc. As we've lost, as you know, Corgi Bob Willis. That were pretty sad in itself. Although I got in contact with Bob and I had a chat to him, nice chap. But I didn't know him as much as our more recent departure, which is, if you've heard it, it's Martin Durs has passed away. And all I can say is he was, as I knew him, he was an absolute gentleman. Said things as they were, and I couldn't fault him. He gave more than he took out of the hobby. Like, he gave me a lot of model railway items, because he were into his railways, and he knew I was, and he gave me stuff for my model railway, and the stuff I didn't want, because he gave me a lot of stuff I didn't want. I passed on to a young artistic lad, set him up in the hobby, so he was fine with that. So a young artistic lad's got a good start off in the modelling hobby, which is all good nowadays. Set him up with something like that rather than messing about on computer games all the time. But yeah, I work in a line where I see a lot of death. I work in hospital, basically. And you see a lot of death. You never quite get used to it, especially if it's a patient you like. But one thing I will say in Martin's favour, and it's not meaning to sound horrible, it's because I see so much death. He went in one of the nicest possible ways, to be honest. He's not lingered on for years ill, and he's not lingered on with dementia or anything. He was still fully compos mentis upstairs, so he didn't get that curse, which I see a lot of. And he just sat down and passed away, which at the end of the day is the best case scenario any of us can hope for. No suffering, no messing about. And surrounded by his loved ones. He'd just been doing an hobby he loved, so it's the best case scenario any of us can hope for. I'm not wishing to bring it forward, no mistake, but it's the absolute best case scenario we could hope for. And I'm not a believer in the afterlife, I'm non-religious or anything, but if it's his beliefs, I hope he's up there with Corgi Bob, discussing the finities of Batmobiles and James Bond cars and just shooting the breeze, getting on with all the ones we've known that have gone before. Even the zany, outlandish ones like ADHD Cat, I used to get in contact with him quite often. He was an off-the-wall lad, but his heart was in right place, which is the important thing. And he'll be sadly missed. I used to love sitting down, watching his videos, and I'd put a comment on his videos just as he'd put a comment on my videos on my diecast and my model railways page. And like, we'd get ideas off each other. It's just the way that it is with the hobby. There's so many different ways you can approach it. And you think, why haven't I thought of that before? And you get a new idea to do something. And he's been great friends with many. I know I know PJ at Midlife Models, and he used to visit him a lot, so he was a lot closer than me, PJ, so I'm gathering he'll be missing him. And his missus, they had a lovely relationship. So my heart goes out to her and his kids. Like he had a few kids. I don't think he must have had a coloured telly or whatever, I don't know. But he had a few kids. He'd been kept busy is what I'm saying. Which is a lovely thing. I have none, so he'll have a big family to run around after his missus now. But another thing I loved about Martin, it wasn't just the die casts. He had a love for dogs, and not just dogs. A lot of people said he loved dogs and they just want a particular breed of dog, and he'd ask them, that's not a dog, that's an accessory. He just adopted whatever came along, whatever shape, size, breed, whatever it was, and he adopted them in the senior years. Towards the end of their life, he gave them a nice home for whatever life they had left. Because you used to chat to him and you'd say, is he still with us this month? Like one of the dogs he had. And he'd say, yeah, oh no, I've adopted another. But it's that last few months for that dog. Give it a nice home and somewhere nice and comfy. Pass away with owners that love them. Like, must be a lovely thing for them. Because some of them dogs would have been on second, third, even fourth or more owners. Some get bounced around from pillar to post and they don't know what's happening, so yeah, he was a great man that way as well. And on Friday nights we used to love exchanging his stories from his lifetime stories from his experiences of where he worked, and he was quite a character. He was funny, loved his jags. So I'm going to be doing a build for Corgi Bob, which will obviously be a Corgi. What else could I do for Martin but do some sort of Jaguar? I don't know whether DMC's doing anything for various reasons. I'm not in contact with them. Not that I've fallen out with them. It's just for my own personal taste, it wasn't going where I wanted it to. For my own enjoyment, I thought, well, I'm not going into it here. It's wrong time and place, but let's just say I haven't fallen out with anyone. It was just the actual formula that was wrong for me. People weren't involved. But, yeah, a very sad loss. If you get chance, people, if you've not heard of Martin Does, go along and take a look at his restoration channel. There's loads of videos from the past to keep you occupied. He's done loads of stuff. And if you knew him, go and have a look. If the channel has traffic, it'll be kept up. And I can see him and Bob's staying for years, because they did a lot of the popular models. And people they use YouTube as a research when they're having problems doing one of their own builds. They'll look into YouTube and go, oh, he's done it, and oh, that's how you do it. So it's a resource as well, and he's put so much on that is a resource to the community. Bob as well, Bob Willis, his channel, I can't see him going anywhere for years, yeah, he's not uploading, but they'll get views and views and views. And YouTube won't get rid of stuff like that because it's revenue for them. Anyway, God bless Bob. Like I say, I'm not religious, and I'm a non-drinker really, to be fair. But God bless Bob, God bless Martin. May you be getting together up there and doing a couple of diecasts. Cheers. I'm out. Take care.